Hi and welcome back to Rolling the Robsons. Today we're a little bit short on numbers, so there should be 5 of us. There's actually 2 adults and 3 children, but we're not quite at that. So we'll give you a little bit of information soon about who we've actually lost. We were meant to go to Scotland, but because of COVID, that has hit and we can't go to Scotland. So what's happened instead is that after a couple of days, we've taken a few lateral flows and the survivors have managed to come up here to Craster. Let's go and see Craster. So we've driven down to Craster itself, which is about a mile away from the campsite that we're staying at. We probably could have walked, but with Olivia, a lot of it was on roads and I didn't really want to kind of risk that. So we're down here now, we're going to have a look around, but this car park is really interesting. Have a look. So as you can probably see, this is called Quarry Car Park. Now there's a reason for that. It is actually in a quarry. But it's really amazing that you just sat in the middle of where this old quarry would have been. But it's lovely. It was getting renovated last year, so they must have recently finished it. Let's go have a look at the Craster itself.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you.
It's funny.
We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you.
So we're just down here at Craster itself, actually in the bay. There's like a little piers on either side, a private area, so you can't drive down the car. Just be careful because it is a bit slippery. Poor Olivia fell over, didn't you? Yeah, she fell over. She wants to show you her hand. It isn't really that bad, to be fair. But actually it's stunning because actually just from here you can see right across to Dunstable Castle. Again, if you haven't seen before, we did one at Embleton and we talked about Dunstable Castle being there. But the port itself is really kind of nice and quiet. The car park was quite busy, but the actual port was itself in the area here. It's pretty quiet on the whole. So we're just going to have a bit of a chill out here and yeah, let's see what else we can do on Craster. We've been here in Craster for a little bit and guess where the little ones want to go. This will kind of give away who's left as part of the family and who doesn't have COVID at the moment. Where do you want to go?
The park!
Really?
Yeah!
Come on, let's go to the park.
You had me at hello, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
So we've arrived at the play park, and I don't think there's many play parks that have a view as nice as this. Have a look at the view here. Look at this. So we're right on the coastline here at Craster, and it's just absolutely battering the side there, but it's amazing to be this close next to the sea. You can't get many parks, I think. If you know a park that's better than this, put a comment down below. Where's there a park that's as close as the sea and as beautiful as this? This is Craster here in Northumberland. Sometimes when you have a bit of an issue like we have obviously with Scotland and 2 of the family being out with COVID, it actually gets you to think a little bit. We came to this site on a total off. We've been to Craster, it's absolutely beautiful. Could have spent the whole day there if we got there a bit earlier. But now the girls want to go back to the campsite because apparently we need to find somewhere that sells ice cream. No idea where it's going to sell ice cream around here. And most places don't even seem to take card at the moment. Let's go have a look and find some ice cream. So on the main reception, which is this little cabin here, as well as doubling up as main reception, it's also a little shop, so the girls want to go and see if inside it sells ice cream. We'll find out in a second. They're trying to bankrupt me, these 2. What did you get from the shop?
Ice pops.
Ice pops, yeah, because they ran out of ice cream, hadn't they, because of the end of the season.
Yeah.
The only thing to note here is that they pretty much only take cash. So if you've got card, it isn't any use. So you want to come to this Proctor Steads, you need to bring cash with you because a lot of things already bless the poor woman. She's sick of me saying I don't really do cash these days, particularly with COVID, but we want to get a couple of things of the change I had left in my pocket.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane.
Pizza a la Olivia and Daddy. Mwah.
And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of despair.
Right, good morning folks. Obviously got up, getting ready, hair needs done, but we still need to do them vital jobs. So this morning, off to fill the water, and then we're going to take you to an exciting place. One of our favourite places, I would say, that we go caravan is near this area. Let's have a look. We're now off to the beautiful sea house today. Come and join us.
We're at sea houses after the arcades.
So we've now came to the arcades here at Sea Houses. This is going to cost a bit of money. Let's see if we can win any prizes.
Look ahead, the sea is calling. I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight.
So we're just having fish and chips here at Lewis's in Sea Houses, but at what point did a sausage and chips, I know it's a restaurant, cards charge $10.50. Probably up in the northeast, although we are in the northeast of Northumberland. You'd pay probably, I don't know, £4 maybe if you took a takeaway, but $10.50 is a bit steep. So came here, it's a bit cheap at $9.50, and the kids have fish and chips as well. And obviously it is a little bit cheap. I think about £1 or £2 cheaper than you would pay if you were in like one of the other restaurants in Sea Houses. So let's tuck in.
I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight.
So we're now on the harbour here at Sea Houses. There is 2 piers, but one's kind of more significant. So I'm going to wander along, but you've probably seen us here quite often because it's one of my favourite places. Probably behind Holy Island, but it is one of my favourite places probably to be in the world, Sea Houses. And it's actually quite a nice day. A bit chilly, but not mega for this time of the year. Can't really complain. So we're going to have a wander down the harbour here and trying to get knocked over by the car that's trying to come right behind us. But that's one of the things that you find about the pier. It does still allow cars. Olivia, this side please.
This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
The sound of the waves.
The waves!
Oh, I love the sound of the waves. So we've just came away from Sea Houses itself. We're on a place called South Beach, which is surprisingly just south of Sea Houses. And this is a place that a lot of people wouldn't come. It's a real hidden gem here, and the fact that it's really quiet. So the middle of Sea Houses is absolutely heaving and rammed still, but at least down here it's nice and quiet. The girls can explore and have a bit of time, a bit of peace. But apparently now the girls have said that we've had enough time here, and instead we need to go to the shops. That's more money spent, isn't it? All the dad's money getting spent all this weekend. Good morning here at Proctor Steads near Craster. Just want to talk you through the little situation we've been having recently. So the girls went back down to school at the start of September. With about a week, Olivia caught COVID from her teacher at school. That meant that she was out of action for 2 weeks sitting in the house. Now we thought we got away with it, but unfortunately it doesn't appear that we did quite get away with it. Lucy went and got a booster last Saturday, be about 2 Saturdays by the time you see it. And then she started to become quite unwell. So we thought it was just the booster, but in effect it wasn't just the booster. It was actually the fact that she had contracted COVID. Fast forward a couple of days and then Maisie started showing symptoms, so we tested her and she's got COVID. So we've been testing ourselves, myself and Martha, because Olivia doesn't really test herself because she's already had COVID recently, every day just to make sure that we personally don't have COVID. And so far we haven't got COVID, so that's fingers crossed. The girls have got a big show, so it was a bit of a hitty-missy thing about whether to bring them, but I thought, you know, let's bring them to get away for a little bit. It takes them away from Lucy and Maisie who've got COVID, particularly for Olivia, because particularly for Martha, because we don't really want Martha getting COVID. I think she'd be absolutely gutted if that was the case and she found that she had COVID. So to start off, we'll show you where we are. We're in the middle of the field. There's kind of three main parts to this site, if I'm honest. Maybe slightly more, but three main parts particularly. So you've got the part we are, which is called the middle, because it's literally, let's take you around there, a field, and we're in the middle of the field. So we've got hookup and things. You've then got the pitches around the outside. I kind of guesstimate that the site in total has around probably about 50 pitches in total. So you've got the main bit here where we are now. You've then got, you can see, a bit further back behind those caravans there's another section which is seen to shut off now. That probably holds about 15 to 20 caravans and motorhomes. But what I did notice is that it doesn't have hookup for every single pitch, so some pitches don't seem to have hookup whatsoever, so maybe they're at a cheaper rate. For us it cost us £24, I think. Yeah, it cost £24. That was one adult and two children. I can't count there. And that was £24. It would have cost a bit more if the whole family was here. It doesn't have a park, but it is very well kept. Let's have a look at the other sections of this park. So this is the main entrance to the park. As you can see, you will require a fob. In order to get a fob, it's a £10 deposit you leave, and obviously when you finish, you can get that back. So you've got the main reception, which is just here. Obviously, like I said, the entrance is there. Then most of the services, just coming around a second, of over here. So you've got toilets, and you've got the waste bins and all the else and waste there. Coming up a little bit further here in this main section, you've got a few pitches. It seems that there's about 4 or 5 seasonal pitches around there, and they've got lots of pitches around here. What is interesting about the site I found is that it is a mix. There are caravans and motorhomes. It doesn't just seem like a lot of sites that you have lots of caravans at. This does seem to have a mix of caravans and motorhomes. So this is main section 2, where most facilities are. Let's take you to section 3. And then we've got section 3 here, so just kind of in the main section you've got this section that comes through these bushes here, and that is pretty much the same. I don't want to film in there because a few people are just in their jammies and things, but that's got a few pitches even, and they're kind of grass round the outside of the area. Just have a quick look in the facility show here, but basically it's got one side that is for ladies and one side that's for gents, and at the moment they're still running a one-way system to help with COVID, so we'll show you what they're like in a second. So basically you've got two sides to the block. So I said you've got the ladies on the other side and now the gents on the side that we're in here. So just coming around, we've got showers, so shower facilities there. Different doors you go down, showers. Got this section urinal, shower. So there is kind of different doors for different things. Let's have a quick look at the urinals. So I'd say just above average campsite facilities in terms of the quality, and they do look really well kept looked after even, and they're getting cleaned fairly regular, which is great to see. So they've got some that are just toilets, some that are urinals. Obviously the ladies completely different that side. They do have like general washrooms, and they also have like washroom facilities at the end. The else and waste are just at the other end here, bins, so that's all got one central area as opposed to having lots of separate sections. It does have taps on every area, just one tap per field. Got thing that we thought is the fact that the barrier was okay to get through, but with a big twin axle, and if you had an 8-footer, you would get through, but if you've got to turn right, it is quite a sharp turn to get in. Turn look around here. It is a sharp turn to get in, so just be careful with that to get your caravan, or if you've got a very big motorhome round. And the thing is, as well, is that because you are a little bit higher here than Craster down at the sea, it isn't windy, but it just seems that if it's not windy down there, it still seems it carries a little bit of wind here. But I really love it, and I think we'll think about going back in the future at some point.